listening to Enlivening Musings, a podcast to enhance your life so you live fully alive. Sponsored by the Pleasure Fairy app. Download it for more support. Welcome to Enlivening Musings. I'm Crystal.
And I'm Katie.
And today we are talking about February. Because it's February.
It is.
And this is the month of Valentine's Day, and it's often considered the month of love. And yet so many people have lots of hang-ups about that and everything. And so we just figured we'd muse about it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So what do you all think? What are all of your beliefs and or feelings on the month of February? Now that goes out to all of you listeners, but I'll go ahead and just ask it to Katie because she's in front of me.
I mean, I love it.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
I love love.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I do remember there were many years where I was single and I always felt so sad. Like I remember walking through the gym where I was working out through like an archway of Valentine balloons. And I was just like, wow, like you can't go anywhere. So if you're not in a good place, I mean, you go to the grocery store, it's just like balloons and flowers exploding. So I do remember that being really hard at that time in my life. And that's probably why I love it so much now. But even when I was a kid, I did. Like I love the colors. I love just all the symbolism. I love hearts and all that stuff. So
yeah, I loved as a kid making my Valentine's box and being able to like, and to share, you know, I felt like I got to like share. It was the day I had permission to tell everybody I liked them, you know, because I like everybody. Not really, but you know what I mean? Like I felt that way, especially as a young person. And it makes me think of my youngest, and this is her birthday month. And she has that, she exudes that, you know, desire to love on everybody. And I just think it's so cute. But I think you bring up a very valid point. There's so many people, if, you know, they just are currently experiencing a breakup, or they just have they've had lots of bad experiences or bitterness or anything like that, it's really easy to be more, maybe even to the depths of despair when you're being bombarded with that type of information from the external. So we have a couple other things going on, and I swear I'm going to loop around right back to this, but just a few days ago, we had like the start of the new lunar year, because with that first new moon, it's the new Western astrology lunar new year. And we had the Chinese New Year. We're now in the year of the tiger. Right? And so that is exciting, just because it's exciting to turn the page and start a new chapter and all of those fun things and see what's going to happen and evolve. And so with that, and this is how it all connects, there can be even more of that invitation or calling to change things. And so if you're somebody who doesn't love this month, this isn't, hey, you should love this month. It's just that invitation of, how do you want to feel about the month? How do you want to feel about Valentine's Day? How do you want to feel in general? And are there maybe new rituals or new ways you want to experience this? You know, like, do you want to have a different type of ritual that maybe does go against the consumerism side of it all, where you are totally doing things with in-house stuff or recycling things or all earth-based things or any of that type of stuff, and making it even just for you? And I think that goes for even people who are in relationship. Like, how do you even direct that love to yourself at this time? You know, it's so easy to be like, oh, and I'm going to get my lover this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. And I hope my lover does this for me, and da-da-da-da-da. But what about doing that for yourself and all of that type of stuff?
Yeah, I think that brings up a lot of good points. That's something I always say this, but working with Crystal over the past couple of years has been awesome for me in so many areas, but especially in relationship. But a lot of the focus has taught me to look at myself first, and that often can feel like, oh, that's kind of selfish, and that cliche of you have to love yourself first, but it's so, so true. And it's the least selfish thing you could do. And even when it comes to like intimacy with partners, I mean, you have to, I was just talking with someone the other day and I said, you really have to be with yourself physically. If you want to be with your partner, that's fine. I would never say don't, but I think you might need to just spend some time with yourself before you're going to be ready for that, with the amount of like things going on physically and stuff.
Right.
So that, 100%. And then it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun to do fun stuff for yourself and just enjoy all the sensual things that come from it.
Right. And I love that you're saying that, because the thing is too, is if we look at stereotypical things, roses and chocolates are easy. And if you have, if that's almost a trigger for you or a hang up, then go something different, right? Pick different flowers if you want to do that. Make it an herbal tea, maybe just a bubble bath. Sometimes that could probably still fall into that realm of old story, but whatever it is for you. So that's kind of the invitation in what rituals do you want to have? And what about, it not even being on that day? I send out my pleasure emails and everything on Friday because it's the day of love. It's Aphrodite and all of that stuff. And so that's why I picked that day to send out my pleasure emails a long time ago. And I just think that is really neat. And if you wanted to bring that astrological component, it's the day that's ruled by Venus, correct? Right. So, maybe it's every Friday for February, you're going to do something for yourself. And then maybe that can bleed into all of the other months so that it now becomes a habit, because now you've done it 4 weeks in a row. And now this becomes your thing. And then if you are a solo person and you get into a relationship, sticking with that, because so often, especially in those newer phases of relationship, we quit doing things, so stick with it. Keep it as your thing, whatever you're choosing now. Not saying you can't change it in the future, obviously change it as it evolves for you. But if you were solo and then get into a partnership, notice, like pay attention, have that awareness. I know for me, so many times I quit journaling, I was in a relationship and like there's all this time in my journal that's empty, or, the dates skip really is what it is. The dates skip like crazy. And, I feel like that's such an important thing for me to do for my own well-being. And so I notice how that became a pattern for me, and it makes it important.
Yeah, I really like that idea because, most people, not everyone, but a lot of people are working like a Monday through Friday type of job. And so Friday kind of tends to be that time to like relax and have a little downtime as you start your weekend. So I like the idea of doing something simple for yourself, just something little.
Right.
And one other thing too, so a lot of the stuff I follow too, like Crystal said, like Venus is Friday, and it's also associated with the color green, which is also the color of the heart chakra. So if you're not, like I'm wearing bright pink right now because I love pink, but if you don't like those colors or any of that, even green is a great color for like love and self-love too. So
yes, but then pink is the color for the heart in like Chinese medicine.
It is, yeah. So there's like some crossovers.
So either one.
You can do either one or both.
whatever evokes that feeling for you. Maybe it gets root chakra-y for you too, and it feels that way, or sacral chakra-y, and so you're going into reds and oranges. But I love that you bring that up. Like, green. It's funny, sometimes when I'm leading different meditations and I'm going through the organs, I've done so much chakra work that when I go to the heart, I'm like, pink. Because I do it, like for me, it is very ingrained.
Yeah, it's good to have options.
Green. Yeah, I like it. Awesome. Cool. Well, I'd love to hear from all of you and what you're experiencing during this month and all of those types of things. What new ritual you're coming up with. Do you have anything else to add?
No.
Awesome. Well, we are sending you lots and lots of love throughout this whole month and thereafter. And of course, you can find us on Instagram at Enlivening Musings, and you can tell us what's happening for you. We look forward to hearing from you. Ciao.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Enlivening Musings. You can find us on Instagram at Enlivening Musings. You can find Crystal on her app Pleasure Fairy and Katie on her website wellnesswithkatie.com or on Instagram at Katie_Bradshaw_PT. Enjoy.